welcome to a great episode of Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television from the economic hub of Nigeria, Lagos. I am Henry Igwebike, and we kick off today with our newspapers. Possibly right after that will be our main conversation also. Please do well to be part of what we do. Have a say in what we say. You can always find and reach us when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We're very so honored to have with us right here in our studios Wale Ogunade, constitutional lawyer, human rights activist, and the president of Voters Awareness Initiative. Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you for
Thank you so very much for the time. Beautiful. So let's start off today, interestingly, with the Vanguard newspaper. And we have the big story of FG, federal government that is, vows equal response as U.S. tightens visa rules. Of course, that will be taking that on our main conversation. But let's take a look at all the matters here. 2.2 million poor households
where it is just I hear, I can't see in local palace, as it is say. Let me quickly cast your mind back to during COVID, when the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs said she spent maybe 400NEMET gives advisory about rain and how it is going to fall. One will expect that NEMA will now go in quickly, knows the danger zones, and quickly see how it will arrest the situation, not allow it to escalate.
But it is the prerogative of the people to decide whether or not they can move. Their own is to give advisory. If you own a house, in a place that is prone to flooding, no one can force you to leave, isn't it? There's no law that our constitution does not permit.
I remember, and I'm sure you remember what I want to say.
Yes.
Somewhere in Kogi,
Yes.
Ayangba, or somewhere, the name just left me now. They were living, from time immemorial, they've been living there without flood issues. All of a sudden, that year, rain came, and of course, flood came and dislocated them. That is not issue of telling them. It came on them suddenly.
Okay.
NIMET and all these people know. And what is the reason and essence of this flooding in most cases? When buildings are erected on flood paths or waterways, obviously the water will find its level to the point where it wasn't before. And that will lead to flooding, and it will lead to a whole lot of destruction.
Yeah.
So it is not the fault of the people not to move. But even if it is, were they given adequate notice? Are there alternatives?
Oh, alternatives better. Because if there isn't alternatives, then it's a very big problem. But I would love us to still look at this gifting of Nigerians as much as we know our president. He is so philanthropic in nature that he gives. Sometimes he forgets that he has given and he hasn't remitted his promise. Remember the $100,000 he promised our Super Falcons and the Tigress who won laurels for Nigeria. Up to now, those girls are complaining they've not given them that money yet. So.
You know, in Nigeria, there's what we call the announcement effect.
Okay.
And the execution effect. Politicians, don't forget that Tinubu is a politician.
But that's deceit.
I'm not saying he's deceiving. He has made the announcement.
Yes.
The time to make it happen is another thing.
Can be any time.
Let us look at it.
Yes.
As we talk now, on law, on paper,
yes,
we have the local government autonomy, where they can have access to their funds without the input or the muscling of the governors.
Yes.
But it is not yet done. There are so many issues on ground, but that's not the issue.
Yes.
Truly, I will use this opportunity to join my voice with other Nigerians that, Tinubu, please, you have made a promise. And a promise is a debt. Yeah. Like when I was a small boy, I don't know, maybe you know one man called the village headmaster.
The village headmaster, everyone knows the village headmaster.
He will say, a promise is a promise. Yes. Talan tolo, tololo, tala. So make that promise come to pass so that we Nigerians will believe whatever you say will come to pass. Please, Oga President Tinubu, do that for us. At least you have made the promise. You were not under duress when you made it.
Exactly, because Nigerians would wonder why he would make promises and he wouldn't meet up to that promises. And that really goes down to character of a person, the persona of a person. But let's look at other matters here. Paternity crisis. 1 in 4 Nigerian fathers, not biological parents. It's a report from the Vanguard newspaper, an expose. It is becoming very rampant now, especially with the dysfunctional family unit we have now. You are an elder statesman. You understand this better. And I'd love to believe you had opportunities of equally advising or counseling people.
It's a big issue. It's a big issue. As a lawyer, I've come across several issues of DNA. People running to me, particularly the women folk, that, Dilo, how can you help me? What happened? 2 children. They will fail the DNA test to please cover my shame. I say, when you were planning it, did you involve me? No doubt I'm a problem solver. But how do you want me to solve this problem? This one is not legal. It's scientific. There's no way we can change or turn DNA results.
Yes.
If the man is insisting, there's no way. The only how can you do it? I say, I don't know anything. No. The only way is that you go and pray that the man forgives you.
Wow.
It's a rampant situation. It's a big issue. And my problem is the women folk. If you want, for the man, it's easier. Of course, it's a general cliche that it's a man's world.
Yes.
A man can play around.
Play around, yeah.
but a woman cannot. Because the result is this issue. And when it comes, it brings a big shame and destroys that person. And of course, it now affects the children. And it's a big issue. And I hope someone is listening this morning, or whenever they will be watching, that is something they should desist from totally, particularly women folk. You've married. Like we say, marriage equal is a black market business. Nobody knows what is in it, because you want to get married, you are giving your certificate on the day of your wedding. You are not giving your certificate years after. So, they give you your certificate. You have graduated into the world of marriage. There is no repeat. There is no carryover. Smooth. It is deemed that you know what you are into. In law, we call it volenti. It's a risk, and you are taking it. So you look very well and peel your eyes before you get into it. Once you are into it, not looking back. Unfortunately, ladies of nowadays don't see it that way. The way they play around, they talk about it, the way they carry themselves, you see that. But God, in His infinite mercy, created this institution in the book of Genesis 1:28. Then why do we want to play and make God look foolish? God is wise. Dominate, be fruitful, and multiply. And so a man shall leave his wife, shall leave his parents, and cleave to his wife. And the two shall be what, Oga? Yeah. Oh, you don't know that passage very well.
Well, I'm not.
You are not a pastor. Okay, I'm a pastor.
Okay, please help me.
And the two shall be one.
Okay.
And the second leg is they should now come together, they should multiply, and of course, live as husband and wife in harmony. And because people want to be divorcing, Jesus Christ himself, when he came, said, issue of divorce is not in God's plan. It is you people that put it there. And Moses allowed you people to be carrying out this business. But for God, though, he hates divorce. And that is a mark, no matter how holy, no matter how perfect you are. Once you divorce, it is a mark. And well, you are free, it's a free world. If you don't believe in God, so be it. But obviously, everything you see in this world has the hand of God in it.
But for the sake of the children, a child's right advocacy is very so important. Imagine growing up with a child that you have so gotten used to. He calls you daddy, you calls him son, you're so in love with him, you are part of his life, there's nothing else you know but him.
Yes.
And 12 years after, or her, or 12 years after, the child, you now realize that the child is no longer yours. How do we save that mental state in the life of that child? Is there any part of our constitution that protects the life or the child itself from all of this shenanigan that isn't its fault?
Not the constitution as it were, the Child Rights Act.
Okay, Child Rights Act, okay.
And unfortunately or fortunately, I was involved in drafting it. And the Child Rights Act is to take care of a child and all this that you have said. But don't forget that human beings will be human. I mean, you painted that scenario. I wanted you to have gone to the second leg. You now discover that the child is not yours. And you know the effect. It is devastating. It kills one's mental and one's sensitivity and even one's ability to reason very well. And that's why you see some men killing. Not even just the wife alone. The children. And even killing himself in some cases. Wow. Because it is, don't forget now, men now, he goes to a beer parlor to drink, and the other guys will be saying, look at you, yeah, man.
The loss of ego.
So, you know, if you do now another person picking you put for house all this while. It's enough for a man to go and kill himself. Yeah. The average man is egocentric.
Yes, very true.
So, And the Yoruba, I won't say it the way it is in Yoruba.
No, you
the
can
Yoruba,
say it and let that.
the Yoruba will say,
Ikuya
Juesilo.
Okay.
Death is better than shame. So how can I be walking on the streets? How many times will I be looking behind me to see maybe even if people are talking, you think they are gossiping about you. So the best thing is to end it.
Wow.
Or, okay, this woman, that's the other guy, those tough guys, if like a wafi man.
Yes.
The worry man, the typical worry man will say, yeah, I go kill him, make I see what thing go happen. Go and kill the girl. I go kill everybody, make I see what thing go happen. Or okay, I go kill everybody, me too, I go kill myself. What nonsense. So it's a big issue. And I hope this morning people will, please, particularly our women, let them just face their lane. They have taken a step. It's not it's not for them to be moving up and down. It is deemed for men. Not that I'm promoting that a man should be promiscuous, but to avoid all this DNA problem and this killing and all this nonsense, let the women keep themselves to one man. That's what God wants. One man, one woman.
Very true. Especially this advice goes to people in this generation. They call them Gen Z. Gen Alphas. You know, some people would ever say, is it ever possible to have a decent woman in the Gen Z
no,
ecosystem?
They are decent,
you know, if there is.
There's one thing, I hope somebody will pick it up.
Yes.
I found out that girls are no more given proper home training.
And why do you think it's so?
Because of the modernity, because of the
is it
stress.
the influence of the society, or is it the problem of the home?
No, not the influence, not the problem of the home. It's just the economic situation.
But there's been always
No.
It has always been difficult.
Okay.
Remember the structural adjustment program in the 80s was an opportunity that lots of families couldn't even survive. But the level of issues weren't as bad as it is today.
It wasn't as bad as it was bad then too. For your information, things were tough then, but the only thing that it was not as choky as now. Then the mothers, if they are working, by 3, 4, they are at home. In fact, the father too, by 3, 4 is at home. Seeing to the welfare of the children, their homework, and their well-being. Where is Buki? Where is Tai? Where is Bimbo? Where is this? That's if the father is at home. Go and bring your book. Sit down and do your homework. But now, the father, even 12 o'clock, is still trapped in the traffic. The mother, she too, 12 o'clock or 10 o'clock, they are trapped. You see them now on the streets, an 8-year-old is the guardian of the 6-year, the 4-year, and the 2-year-old sibling. She will say, when you get home, remember
to warm the food and
you know what I'm talking about
and
now.
bath them.
And the principle here is that you cannot give what you don't have. So these siblings, they are the one training the younger ones. I've handled a situation, a matter. The parents went out, or they go out regularly. Yeah. They live in a building, and this other young guy, who is frustrated, wanted to carry out some ritual activities. Wow. So the herbalist told him that if he can get a young girl, and of course the intestine of a small, this is gory, but that's just what happened. I won't say more than that. Yes. He tried it, he dipped his hand into the girl's body, get the thing out, but fortunately, the girl used her last strength because she was, unfortunately, she was, the parent now will say, Uncle, I will use another pseudonym, Uncle Thomas, your sisters and your brothers are at home, take care of them before we come back. So open license.
Wow.
So he now sent the other 2, go and buy biscuit, go and buy sugar. Before they came, he tried to practice his act. But unfortunately, the girl was strong enough. They made her midway. The guy is still in prison now.
Wow.
Because we pursued it. But in between, members and people were pleading that we should let him go.
Because it's a family thing. Very despicable, really. You know, this is to show you how gullible society has become, and it still boils down
so
to...
the second leg of it
yes.
is that parents must always create time for their children. If you are not bound with your children, you don't grow together, they don't know you, then how can you give them home training that you have? So if you don't give them home training, that's why you hear people say this one lacks home training.
Home training. Very, very true. Very so true. And we just hope that our family will become very united despite the economic skirmishes and issues that we have. If we get it right, then the society would be better. The Guardian newspaper for today: new licensing charges on settle poor operators, 3.5 trillion investment. And below that story, we have APC, PDP, NNPP kick alleged fraud in Oyo, Kaduna, Kano by-elections. Barrister.
You know, this is my area.
Yes, please, help us.
Don't mind this yeye politician. I say yeye with all authority.
Yes.
If they win, no problem. If they lose, they will be kicking. They will be making noise. They will be crying foul. They will be crying fraud. They will be crying rigging.
But how if it is true? If the allegations that they have, if what they are...
That's their business, okay? I don't go there. That's their business. It is who outmaneuvers each other. Till heaven will come down, politicians will always rig. It's done all over. Rigging is their business. They want to outdo each other. Don't put mouth there. Yours is to look at them. They are all the same.
But it affects us.
If it affects you, that's it.
It affects us as a country, as a nation, as a society.
I'm involved in this. On election day, how many people come out? We have more than 200 million Nigerians. How many people register? Less than 100 million people register. How many people vote? Less than 50 million. The totality of those who vote. So in essence, we have minority governments in this country, including Tinubu's government. How many people voted for Tinubu?
The lowest in the history of Nigeria.
But he's the president. Where are the others? Sleeping, watching television in their houses. And of course, the Gen Z Papa playing football on election day. So, how do you make it? So you have left, for the politician, the fewer, the better. Right? Because since the people are few, when they vote, I mean, in a place that is supposed to have 200 people,
yes,
only 20 people came out to vote. So you've given them room for the 180 ballot paper that is there to be taken advantage of by whoever has the capacity.
How about having a comprehensive electoral reform, which of course includes digitizing an electoral process? In the United States, for example, when it's election cycle, people vote a week before. We have a mail voting. So all of this curb the number of people who might not come out to queue on that day. So if we have such in Nigeria, definitely it would increase the number of votes. So don't you think so?
It is true. But we are still far away from it.
So what makes us not come close?
It will not come close because the politicians enjoy the process that we have.
So the politicians are to blame then? No,
not the politicians. It's the people. It's advocacy. It's we saying no, 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 no. We knew the role we played before we drove the military out of government. And we are depleting. Our assets are depleting. I mean, I'm 63 now. And you remember, we were talking about like more than 20 years ago.
Yes.
And I was much younger. The strength is off me. The aluta is draining off. And so are my colleagues. And unfortunately, the Gen Z, they didn't grow to meet this. And those of them who are following us that we want, one way or the other, they have disappeared. Either traveled out of frustration, or they too have joined the other set, and so on and so forth. So, but until we now have a new set of conscientious and patriotic Nigerians who want to say, no, enough is enough. Nigeria belongs to us. You are our servants, not our rulers. Then we'll begin to make sense. But until then, the situation will continue. Look at it for your information. The Constitution is there that allows somebody to be in the National Assembly forever.
Which is, there's nothing bad with that.
No, but there's something bad in it.
Which exactly?
It's bad because if someone is there forever, then it means that the person will become an institution, and he will not allow any change, and he will not see anything good in anything bad. or he will not see anything bad in anything that is wrong. But if you give a room that, yeah, this man, if you don't deliver, will remove you, obviously he will be on his toe to ensure that he delivers. And of course, there will be a time like the presidency now. For the presidency is a term of 2, 1 term, 2nd term. So, but the National Assembly members, it is forever.
Because it is representation.
It's representation. If it's representation, must you be the only one that is representing me? You want to turn democracy into monarchy? The democracy is representation. Monarchy is by inheritance, or even because you belong to the royalty. So it has become a king thing that until you die, you can't be changed. Is that what you are promoting, my brother? No. We are running a democracy. And the democracy is a representative government, as you said. And the people who want in representation, I've seen it, and of course, look at it.
Yes.
If a new governor comes in, or a new president comes in, he comes with another idea,
yes,
good or bad. As a pastor, I know that once you are moved to another church, that's those of us in our own segment of the Pentecostal mission. Yes. Once you are moved to another parish, then you do new things too. That's how it is. You bring in fresh ideas. So you are there for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. You become so used. There is nothing to push you. That's not it. As I talk to you now, most of the old timers in the National Assembly, yes, don't even have any bound with their constraints until the eve of the election. Then they will send their aides, go and share rice, go and share okada, go and share grinding machine, go and share sewing machine. And your colleagues, of course, they will pay your colleagues, or they will do publicity stunts. You see them coming to the places where they are doing the share, carrying out the sharing. Is that how it should be? Those are not dividends of democracy.
But as the president of the voters awareness,
yeah,
initiative and all, you have, it is largely in your power to make a change to some of these things. Like I did say, if we have a situation where there is mail voting, for example, and we digitize our voting process such that anyone in their homes, for whatever reason, could just be in their home and vote, and it's credible enough, that would improve and possibly reduce the issue of monarchy of someone representing a community. So what have you done so far, or your organization done to ensure that this works?
Don't forget that before, the noise was about ballot box snatching. The other time it was about people rigging massively.
So now what is the trend?
On the thing, all those ones have gone down. Not that it has been eliminated totally. It has gone down. Then we are still working. We are still working because the electoral process is work in progress. You see a whole lot of changes at the main election. We are using the off-circle election. We call it off-circle. Like the noise for the by-election last Saturday was not as normally as it used to be, right? So the various will be testing it in, I guess, Anambra, Ondo, and the Ekiti elections. That's the governorship elections in the very next few months before the main election. So we'll test all these ideas that we presented to INEC to ensuring that indeed we can take it to another level. Then about this sitting at home and voting, it may not be. Part of it is the law. Who are going to make the law? Members of the National Assembly. And this is a principle of self-preservation. They know that once such a thing is done, it will uproot them. So it is when there is serious advocacy and agitation that can happen. But in the absence of that, we'll still come to roll with it.
Very, very sad situation there. We still truly do hope that, when we talk about representation, it is even, such that people would have the reason to vote for the right person and have the right person represent them.
No, when we get there, people, it's just when push comes to shove. During the military era, don't forget, Babangida was busy tossing us up and down. We said, no, enough is enough. Our life will put it on stake. And some of us died. Some of us were victims of this state oppression. But here we are today. Unfortunately, most of those who are enjoying democracy and the perks of office we are not in the trenches. But that's not it. Some of us did not really want to be involved. All we want is to contribute to Nigeria becoming a democratic state. Yeah, we are not yet. It's not yet Uhuru. But we are still working on it. And that's why we need programs like this to begin to sensitize our people that no, you can't sit down and expect manna to fall from heaven.
But are you disappointed with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? He is part of those people you just explained now. He calls himself a progressive.
Yes.
But under his watch, you can see a River State. The sole administrator is preparing to organize local government election. How can illegality conduct elections in a democratic process? So is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu truly progressive?
For the issue of a reverse election, illegality, that matter is in court. And I want to dabble into that.
Okay.
About Tinubu's performance being one of us or not, as far as I'm concerned, the man is trying.
Trying on what?
Based on the rot. Don't forget that Nigeria has been in the rot, and the man is trying his best. And not that I'm a Yoruba man.
Asking for a state of emergency in River State.
No,
we have passed
that. We have passed that. Don't forget that we are in a political terrain.
Okay.
The man wants to use. I mean, Wike is his man. Fubara is his boy.
But that's not. But you'll agree with me. That's not an excuse.
No, don't worry. That's why I said politics.
More like debasing our democracy.
That's not debasing democracy. It's politics. This is not the first time it's been done. Obasanjo did it sometime.
But that wasn't right.
So it's not right. But then they use state power to deal with themselves. That's politics. But about governance, to me, Tinubu is trying, and he has 2 years to go. Within the next 2 years, if he's not able to prove his mettle, the ballot box is there to shove him off. It's his time. If he likes, take the bull by the horn and walk out and ensure that he delivers on his promises that are outstanding. If he refuses to, the people are watching. And don't forget, between now and 2 years, people will be more educated, people will be more sensitized, and of course, people will be more encouraged. And of course, I'll use this opportunity. This is a social, this is one of the corporate social responsibility that the continuous voters registration is on, and it's your duty. If you are not here registered, those of you who are just getting into the age bracket of 18, to go find your way to the nearest local government headquarters or the registration point to get yourself registered as a voter. That's why you go get mount. If not so, you'll just be talking. So, register. You lost your voter's card, go and re-register. You've changed status or position, you have moved from one point to the other, go and re-register. And of course, you have one issue with your place or your last, you were not able to register a vote the last time because they messed you up, register. Obviously, there will be another time for claims and objection, but for now, it's time to register. And we advise you to go to the nearest point where they register. You see it all over INEC, the registering, and you do register. That's the way you can now install the government of your choice.
Very true. That's your civic responsibility, and it's so very important that we equally abide with that. But sincerely hope that INEC will do the needful, allow our elections to be free, fair, and credible, such that the judiciary would not be the one imposing who becomes a governor and who becomes the president and so on, which is not the prerogative to do that. So we'll be moving to our main conversation in a bit, and just to let you know that Mr. Ogunade will be here to take us on that particular matter. Nigeria to retaliate as U.S. imposes stricter visa and social media rules. It's still Enterprise Television. I'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. And if you just joined us, you're still on to Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our main conversation for today, where we have it that the U.S. government now requires Nigerian visa applicants to disclose all social media activity from the past 5 years, including usernames, handles, emails, and phone numbers used across platforms. Failure to comply may lead to visa denial or future ineligibility. This policy, aimed at strengthening U.S. national security, extends the previous student visa scrutiny and is part of a broader immigration crackdown. In response, Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced plans to impose reciprocal measures on U.S. citizens applying for Nigerian visas. The Nigerian government would hold an inter-agency meeting involving the Ministry of Interior and the National Intelligence Agency to decide its next steps. Meanwhile, the U.S. has revoked over 6,000 student visas, mostly for legal violations, and introduced a stricter good moral character requirement for naturalization of applicants. Critics argue this measure suppressed dissent, especially among pro-Palestinian student activists. Nigeria insists visa policies must be mutual and fair. I still have with me Wale Ogunwade. Thank you so very much, sir, for hanging on.
Thank you.
Wow, that's a big one, really.
Very big. I have no problem. Really, I have no problem with the policy. The only problem I have is me disclosing my username, my password, and also personal
emails,
issues relating to me. Because I want to go to America, keep your America. Well, maybe I'm talking because I'm an elderly person, but I've never been. I've never been that excited. I'm a true-bred Nigerian. I do travel. I've been there once or twice. I do travel there too. But with this one, obviously, they've gone too far. Do you know what it means? That you now give them all your social media handle, your email.
Email especially,
your
for
Facebook,
every mail you've sent in the last 5 years.
Don't forget that the constitution of the country gives you that room of privacy, which is being breached. And that's my fundamental right anyway. And I cannot surrender it because I want to go to America. I can't surrender that right. And I don't think it is right thinking that it should be done. And I hope the government, no doubt, not many people want to come to Nigeria from America.
Of course, not many.
Not many.
Yes.
So that's
so
retaliatory.
It's not even reciprocal in nature.
It's not reciprocal in nature. It's not. The other way is that for government itself to tell them, to call them and make things better in Nigeria. If we make Nigeria a better place, then there is no need for going to go to America. I mean, unfortunately, the visa, you apply for it, you are not given the visa, the money you used in applying is not returned. Then what's the essence? To me, I see that as fraud. You don't give me what I want for. There's what we call consideration in law. I pay for something, I get a result for it. Not I pay, I now begin to use Ogboju for me.
About $160 per application.
So, that's no small money.
Yes.
So, to me, this should even be a challenge to Bola Tinubu to ensure that Nigeria is better, that make things happen in Nigeria. Nigerians we are not crying for too much.
Exactly.
What we want is just let me have my own opportunity to express myself without stress. In what way? Job, business, and of course, freedom. That's all. Creating job is as easy as anything. I wish they can go to the books. When I was in the A-levels class, I read about Napoleon Bonaparte, who saw the problems of the French royalty. He led the French Revolution and, of course, started digging gutters all over Paris. Told the youth to come to Paris and the suburb.
Yes.
And some people will be digging, some people will be filling the trenches, all keeping them employed.
Wow.
And of course,
keeping them busy.
To keep them busy.
Wow.
Because the principle here is that an idle hands is the devil's workshop. So he keeps them busy, and that quelled all the anger and the stress for uprising. And of course, he led them very well. The next one, let's even assume that Napoleon was in
Went haywire.
No, was in the memory.
Yes.
At least some of us remember Muammar Gaddafi.
Yes.
The man was a good man. He ensured that no Libyan suffered. Created everything for the comfort of the people.
No Libyan had reasons to travel out of
Where will they travel now? In fact, thank God for the spirit that brought it the Libyan example. It's an African country, Abi.
Yes.
So why can't we copy Libya? Libya will have almost the same thing. They have oil. We have oil. The man managed Libyan oil to ensuring that God-given natural resources was used for the betterment of the country. So maybe time has come. Let Nigeria call Americans bluff. Make Nigeria a better place. And let our youths be within. And don't forget, we need the strength of our youths to develop our country. The Nigerian youths are the best in the world. I've interacted with them. All they need is the opportunity to express themselves. I'm sure you know what I want to say. My office used to be at Awolowo House,
okay,
under the Ikeja Bridge. Yeah. And once in a while, you see some young chaps who come with some little creation, invention. Caterpillar, aeroplane, helicopter, truck, speed car, in a small form, in that local way, displaying them for people to see. Not even for people, but those who are, some of us will drop some few naira for them, to encourage them.
I remember, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, very well.
What is Proda doing? One will expect that Proda in Enugu would be involved in that. I've forgotten the full acronym of Proda. Yes. Product Development Agency or something like that. To harvest all these people, put them together, give them all the incentives they need, then of course maybe introduce, sell the idea to people like Innocent. To begin to, and I trust my brothers from the East, very enterprising. All they need are people to help them. Then of course they patent it, and there we go. I was a small boy when the Biafran War took place, but I was told that the Ogbunike has a more devastating effect than the Oyibo bomb. Can't we do those sort of things and export? Can't we build factories? Is it impossible? We are, maybe on air or off air, you are talking about housing problems in Lagos. Yeah. How many places have you seen this 1004? Exactly. How many? Is it forbidden to have it scattered all around?
Was it the federal government that built that 1004? Yes, was it Baba Jakonde?
No. 1004 was built by the federal government. Is this small Jakonde estates all over that built? Then look at it now. Abacha, at least, if there's anything I will remember Abacha for, is the Gwarinpa Housing Estate in Abuja. The most comprehensive and the biggest housing estate in Africa.
Wow.
Why don't our leaders do such things? Don't forget that the housing estate didn't grow. People were employed to work, and money was changing hands. So, when we have such things going on in the 36 states of the Federation, won't it keep our people busy? People are going to America to look for work now, and we have Boku work in this country here. I crisscross Nigeria. Let me even I don't want to stretch it from your place, from here to, you are going to the east. I'm sure you travel by road to the east. Yeah. If you are going to the east, left and right, from immediately you hit the Shagam interchange, going there, left and right. What are on the left and right? Forest.
Sometimes
farmland. No, not farmland. Forest, not farmlands. Farmland, they are farming on it. Okay. Forest on virgin land that nobody is farming on. Can't government do something on that? When I was young, when Babangida 419 came with his 419 idea of DFRI, I went to meet, because of course, you know, the Aluta in me, I went to meet Larry Konya. That DFRI, my grandfather has a farm. He said, don't worry, we'll see you. Where is your local government? I said, Ojebu East local government. He said, don't worry, we'll send things there. Go there in the next 2 weeks. I went there. Those people said, we didn't see anything. No. I went back to him. He said, don't worry, we'll send something till tomorrow. Free.
Wow.
So, if not because of the patriotism in me, of course, most of my friends have traveled out of the country. But those of us who want to stay and make Nigeria a better place, we should encourage them. Government should do a lot and call the bluff of the American government with their visa policy.
I love the passion that you bring, and of course, you know, the great
I'm a Nigerian. I have no other country but this place.
Yes, but the big question is, as passionate as you are, as patriotic as you are, unfortunately, those who are leading us are not as passionate and patriotic like you are. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu still enjoys himself. He says whenever he wants to relax and think about the problems of Nigeria, he heads to France. When he wants to take care of himself medically, he heads to the UK. Senator Godswill Akpabio just came back from the UK after some health issues and maintenance that he had. Femi Adesina boldly on national television told Nigerians that Muhammad Buhari would have died long ago if he was using facilities in Nigeria. So when all of these leaders are involved in debasing the patriotism that we should all embrace, is there hope for Nigeria?
There is hope now. Nigeria will never die. You have read, I'm sure you are aware of various forecasts about Nigeria.
Yes.
Your kids will grow. Either you want them to go outside Nigeria or they stay within Nigeria. One thing or the other, they will still be Nigerians. And they will want to come back home. If your kids go, my own kids are around. If my own kids and your own kids go, many people will still be in Nigeria to grow into becoming somebody. Don't forget that you and I, we are nobody before. Now we have grown. You are now a television host or a program host here. You are growing, and you don't want Nigeria to collapse. Nobody wants this country to collapse. We want Nigeria to grow. So it is our collective will. It is the patriotic nature in us that should fire. That no, we want Nigeria to be a better place. That's why it is important.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's why it's important that all of us must be involved in the democratic process. Be involved, get registered, get your voter's card. Then you express yourself through the ballot.
But must we excuse those leaders I just mentioned now who have further debased our society?
You see, there's a bad cliche in Nigeria. They say Nigeria is chop, I chop. You come, you chop your own and go. I don't believe in that. Mine is that you come and play your part and go. I have been opportune to lead several organizations. And I get there, I make a mark. And to me, making a mark is more positive mark anyway. So the only way to put a stop to those who are making or causing or giving us negative mark is to vote them out. It's as simple as that. The elections are 2 years away, so let's begin to plan towards it. Let's identify those that have not given us good leadership. That's all. It's a simple thing. It's as simple as I've said it. Then, it's not about when the election day comes, then people will now develop cold feet. Because I was disappointed. The last elections. Before the elections, the youths were all over. We are going to vote. Most of them had no electoral value. They were all useless. How do I mean useless? I have no electoral value. They do not have voters card. So they were busy as social media tigers and titan. I have 1 million followers. I have 2 million followers. All those followers, how many of them could vote? So if you can't vote, you are just making noise. So those who are social media influencers, this is time now to begin to influence their followers as it were to go out and register. That's when the votes will count. That's when we'll be able to put mouth to our action. Not sit down. If not, this set of leaders will continue to lead us by the nose.
Because there used to be a time in the 70s when you see Europeans, Indians there, because I remember in my secondary school days, I was taught by Indians. Okay, who saw Nigeria like the America.
Oh, so what made it to have to change? Because government was not serious. The education system, everything collapsed. The factories, the industries. If you go to Kaduna, I don't know, maybe you've been to
Very
Kaduna.
well, yeah.
Kaduna was the headquarters of textiles.
Very well, true.
Textiles. Where are we? Ikeja Industrial Estate. You see the cocoa, you see various activities, industrial activities. Even we are manufacturing tire in Nigeria,
Yes.
Dunlop, Nigeria.
Dunlop.
So where are we? But those things can come back if government has that will. If the people, we want people who are resourceful. There are people who are resourceful, but it depends on the people now to now ensure that their vote is not wasted. Themselves, they don't become useless. You must become an electoral asset when you have a voter's card. Just as I said some few minutes ago, I was disappointed with the youths. On election day, despite all the noise, less than 10% of the youths took part in the elections. Very shameful. And I hope it will not repeat itself in 2027.
Well, we just hope so, because it is very so important that the people make the society, the people make the country, and if the people do not rise up, then the country will remain very dormant, you know, like we have observed and seen in Nigeria. In America, Donald Trump will say, America first.
Yes.
America first.
That's not it here.
So we can't blame him for all of these strict measures that they have, isn't it?
Don't forget that he has an aversion for the African people, particularly the Nigerian people. During his campaign, he was telling us that we are busy eating their chicken, their cats, and all. And of course, it's true, because when I went there, the first time I went there, I was driving with my brother-in-law. He was the one driving. And one bear just trailed on the road. I was passing leisurely. And he applied the brakes. Say, why are you? Run over the thing, Jerry, let us kill it, and we'll have a good meal. It can never happen that you run over a deer, that you are arrested, and you'll be jailed. I say, why? Say, it's not done here. So if Trump is bitter, and of course we are African, we see, is in our culture that you see chicken and hen and rabbits and all running over the street. The next thing is that you run after it, kill it.
It's meal.
Good delicacy. So you allow delicacy, good one, to escape like that. So Trump is bitter. And of course, he made that promise. And he's keeping the promise. And I have no business with that. The Americans want him. They voted for him. And he's carrying out the promise he has made to them. It's our own to ensure that our country is good. And the environment is better, so that everyone will be happy. And we'll look at other countries, what can they give us? Look at medical tourism. I don't see what is in London or in America or in other Germany or Saudi Arabia or India that our people go for medical tourism that we cannot set up in Nigeria. Is it Akpabio that set up one facility in Uyu or somewhere?
In Akwa Ibom, yes, the best, but of course it's moribund now.
That's where I'm going.
Very
that
I'm
ashamed, and I hope he too will be ashamed that he set up something he was touting as the best.
State of the art.
But he went to London for medical attention. That's the problem we have. But if genuinely we are serious, I have interacted with doctors in this country, and we have all of them, gynecologists, cardiologists, general practitioners, brain surgeons, surgeons of several, of all kinds.
Yes.
Those who can fix legs, all of them, we have them in Nigeria, in surplusity. I want to thank the doctors in all our university teaching hospitals. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate all of them. They've been doing a great work to this country. But their efforts are not made to be seen, because immediately these young doctors are trained, the next thing is that they take flight outside Nigeria, and they are cherished. I know some of them in Dubai, I know some of them in South Africa, I know some of them in Germany that are well taken care of. As soon as they get there, they are given a duplex, they are given a car, and they are given allowances, humongous allowances that are mouth-watering. So why won't they stay? where will they continue to live? Is there NLC that wants to go on strike?
Yes.
And it's a pattern. You know, I belong to the Labour Society by virtue of our activities.
Yes.
Once Labour does its own, the Medical Association will do its own, then the academics, then the technical, the polytechnic people, the midwives, the housewives. I just pray that the housewives don't go on strike.
Or students.
No, students go on strike. Students go on strike now. Nuns, which one you did? Nuns, they go on strike. Please, oh, housewife. Please, housewife. Join me in praying now. Please, housewife. Don't go on strike. If housewife go on strike, you know that the home from not Babaru.
There's problem.
Okay. You think I'm playing? It's all right.
Very well said. Really been a very great one. We just hope that things will get better. You know, Nigeria is a very blessed country, a country of over 200 million wonderful people, very great terrain. Our tourism industry is awesome. Unfortunately, we have pockets of leaders that do not take advantage of what we have. They are becoming more like gatekeepers to different foreign interests. Rather than have all of these things invested here in Nigeria, they prefer to go other places. They take their kids to Ivy League schools, while our own is becoming moribund every other day. The United States, of course, have the rights to protect their sovereignty and their country. It is upon us to equally do ours and to make sure that Nigeria is awesome, it's better, and it is great. Thank you so very much, Mr. Gwande, for being here. I truly do appreciate you.
To God be the glory.
Yes, thank you so very much. And just like he did say, please, it's your civic responsibility. Ensure that you go out right now and update on your voters' opportunities that you have, such that your vote would count. Remember, your vote would count. It's a promise that Nigerians have, especially his organization, is promising. Our votes will count, but it will not count when you do not go to do what you need to. That's our time today. We'd love to say thank you to you. Please do well to visit us. You can always find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Gwibike. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.